A Tekken mystery to me, what I always thought was interesting was Armor King 1. Now, there's a couple of things going on with Armor King 1 that sparked a feud between King and Marduk. Marduk and King squashed it, and Marduk and Armor King and Armor King now have the beef. Now, here's the thing with me. This is why Armor King 1 is a mystery to me, because, here's a little history. Armor King fought the original king, and Armor King 1 fought the original king, and was apparently, an accident happened where he had busted his eye. So he crushed his eye, that is the reason why Armor King has a fucked up eye. Armor King 1 at least. Armor King 2 is kind of fine. The red just kind of mimics the bloodiness in Armor King 1 apparently. So moving on, after the events of Tekken 2, I believe, in Armor King 1's ending, he's walking through a hallway and he starts stumbling, and you see flashbacks of x-rays, and you see him bleeding from an unknown source. I always thought it was his eye, but then I thought, why would his wound be reopened? But, back in those days, it's really hard. You had to kind of think about things yourself and think of what happened. But there's not really much to go off of. Is he just a fragile guy that just gets injured a lot? What happens? Then we go 20 years into the future, and then there's Tekken 4, the events of Tekken 4, where Armor King 1 was supposedly killed by Marduk. Now, they said in the game that he killed him in a bar brawl, but there's a couple of things that I think go against that, because they try to, if you guys see what they try to do with Marduk, they try to make him into a good guy, and they're trying to make like this whole soap opera feud between the kings and Marduk. Now, here's something that I would like to say. How did that happen? How did he kill him? Because it seemed like Armor King was dealing with some internal health issues, when he was younger in Tekken 2 days, right? So fast forwarding into the future, what if he kept those health problems? And I just find it really hard to believe that in a bar with people in it, that there's not a bouncer, there's not a bartender holding a gun saying stop it, or just no cops were called or anything until afterwards. I just find it hard to believe that Armor King was defeated by Marduk, who was defeated multiple times by King. If you guys look at, I know it's not a canon game, but if you look at the Tekken Tag ending for Armor King 1, now Armor King, you can't really say anything about it because it's not canon, but Tekken Tag has story elements that could be canon. Just like, you see Nina twisting Anna's arm in her Tekken Tag 1 ending. That's something that could have happened. You never know. But in the Tekken Tag 1 ending for Armor King, he's shown just annihilating King. Like, King can't even touch him because, Armor King's so good. We don't know if this is like when he first took him on as a student, or if this is just an absolute fact that Armor King is just better than King. Just like, kind of like how story-wise, I don't really think that Hwoarang could beat Beck. But, Beck would lose to somebody like Kazuya, but Jins beat Kazuya. It's weird, right? But back on the subject of Armor King. So, with all this being said, and, Marduk and Armor King probably being drunk, I just find it hard to believe that Marduk was the 100% entire reason that Armor King died, because just with their recent turn of story, Namco gets kind of predictable at times, with their recent turn of character with him, like how he just became a good guy. I don't think they would just have that on his conscience the entire time. I kind of think there would be a happy ending for Marduk, Hopefully we get more information in Tekken 7, but I honestly think if I had to theorize anything, I would say that I think that Marduk may have fought Armor King, but Armor King was dying as he was fighting Marduk because of the internal injuries or the internal whatever was going on with King to make him start bleeding
out of nowhere. You know what I mean? What do you guys think about that? Check out the Tekken 2 ending and the Tekken Tag ending and Marduk's Tekken 4 prologue, and let me know what you guys think, because honestly, it's something that's been on my mind for a while, ever since I heard that Armor King 1 had died, you know, and it doesn't seem like Marduk can beat Armor King's brother, Armor King 2, you know, so it's like putting 2 and 2 together, that Marduk can't beat either one of the kings, it seems, it's just really odd to me to think that he killed Armor King and he won that while drunk. You know what I mean? I just think that Armor King has some sort of underlying injury, and maybe we'll hear more about that in Tekken 7, and maybe the feud will stop between Armor King and King, and they could be like a triple threat tag wrestling, whatever. But let me know what you guys think. And let me know if you think I should continue this series, because I think I want to do Tekken Mysteries on Kunimitsu, June, and so on and so forth. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you later.
You know,